And we're back with
Hey.
a spotlight episode of Blaze Entertainment. I'm here with let me introduce myself.
No.
I'm Kwame, and I'm here with my fabulous co-host, Miss Free.
Hey, guys.
And we're actually really excited today because we have a special guest, as always. We want to introduce to you the celebrity correspondent, Mr. Tommy Geraci.
Yes.
How are you, Tommy?
Good. How are you guys?
Living the dream.
It's been a day.
It's been a day. It's been a couple of days, actually.
Yes.
It's been a week. Well, thanks for joining us on the show. We know you're a busy gal, so you got things going on.
Having me. And thank God it's not on video because I'm just like unwinding now.
Right?
No, thank God it's not on video because I look a hot mess. So like,
my eyebrows are not snatched today.
No, they're not.
So Tommy, how you been?
Yes. I have been good. I've been busy. I just got back from LA like a week ago. And then today I was with Garth Brooks at AOL in Manhattan in the Facebook building.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool. Yeah. That was like second time I was at Facebook, and I think their space is amazing. Like every floor, whoever's in there, like AOL, Facebook, they don't have offices. Everything's just open. Big open spaces, windows, huge, like everything just feels so free and open. I love the way they work.
Yeah. I mean, that's like the dream.
Right,
Like,
to be able to work at Facebook or
or
Twitter.
Right. Or Google, even Google. Like,
Oh my
wow.
God. I don't think I could work at Google. I think I would probably pick Amazon over Google. That's just me, though.
Okay, girl.
Yeah.
Well, I don't see.
But if you want to sponsor us, it's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
Hey, girl.
Okay.
You gotta know how to work it. You gotta work it.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had a question for you, Mr. Geraci.
Yeah.
What has been some of the high points in your career thus far?
Oh, this is good because I was just thinking about this the other day. Like all the big things I do, the red carpets and the celebrities that I meet, I love that part. But the biggest thing I like is that allows me to meet the indie artists and the indie filmmakers, and I'm able to be part of kind of being a megaphone for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that because like recently I just did an article. It's called there's a movie coming out. It's a short film called Brother X.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a young boy and his sister, and then he's older than her. When he leaves to go to college, he leaves his sister behind. When he comes back from college, his sister is now his brother.
Wow. Okay.
And it's about the whole transitioning of the transgendered sibling, but it's also about the transitioning of the other sibling because he's got issues too.
Right.
Like he's going out to nightclubs dressed as a woman for some reason. Like he's losing his stuff. Like it's really interesting. It's interesting, and it's a true story. It's based on a true story. It's their story. And the younger brother is played by an actor who's also on The Fosters, and he's transgendered in real life.
Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a really like interesting, and that's the thing I like because they were doing fundraising for it. Then they needed some help, so we did an article to kind of push to try to get them the money. And then there's another documentary coming out. My friend Mary Boylan, who's an actress and a filmmaker, and she's doing a documentary on the transgendered plight in LA.
No. Okay.
Nice.
And that film is called Kindred, Kindred, and I'm actually doing an article on her now, so we're going to be putting that out. And I just started writing for Homo Culture. It's a blog that comes out of Canada, but it's very big in the northeast. Okay. So we're going to do that. Well, I'm going to actually do that article for her, for that blog, because I think her thing is like bigger than me, really. So I want to put it out everywhere.
Right.
And yeah, those are the things I really love about it because I get to be involved in that end of it. And like I said, I think anytime you have a platform, you really need to be the megaphone for the people who need that push.
Right. And so, do you know, like, can you give us a little insight, like, when this will premiere so we can check it out?
She's actually right now in the funding phases of it, and so is the other film. So once I know all that, if everybody follows me on Twitter at Tico71, they'll definitely see what's going on with those projects.
Oh, I'm definitely excited. Sounds like something I'm really interested in seeing.
Yeah.
It sounds
and
like...
on the blog,
Go ahead.
Tico71.com, all the information's there too. So once those things come out, I'll like refresh everything.
Right on.
Oh, for sure. Okay, well, I have a question for you. You know, I read on your blog, Tico71, I believe, that you have a passion in finding the positivity in the media. And with so much, as you know, so much negativity that's in the media right now, how do you manage to find such good within all the negativity,
Good question.
That is a good question. I always look to the people who are not necessarily reporting the news, because those people tend to be a little jaded.
Right.
So I don't watch a lot of news. I'm on Twitter a lot.
Preach, girl.
So I follow people on Twitter that I feel are promoting that positive image, like Ashton Kutcher, like Rose McGowan. I mean, these people are always speaking up for the smaller person.
Right.
And they kind of shed light. They do what I said that I think we should do. They shed light on the people that should have light shed on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we have to pay attention to the other things. Like I was saying today, that all this stuff going on with these shootings, it kind of reminds me of the Holocaust.
Right.
Because if you remember when we learned in history that, like, during the Holocaust, people didn't speak up for them because they weren't Jewish. They're like, well, they're killing Jews, so, I mean, I'm not going to pay attention to that.
Right.
I'm safe. But eventually, they come for you, too. So you can't turn a blind eye to any. It's not just gays. It's not just black people. It's everybody. Right. And eventually, you're going to be on the firing squad, and what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So it's about humans. It's just about humans in general, and I don't think that we should turn a blind eye to anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely understand. I mean, it's kind of hard for me, at least, because sometimes I have such a pessimistic view on things, and, sometimes I have to unplug. It's just like, I just don't want to see anything,
Well, you just throw on the Golden Girls and you just have a good time.
Yeah.
That's funny you said that, because I was actually watching the Golden Girls last
night.
I do every night before I go to bed. Every night before I go. But you can find a positive thing in anything. Like when we work conventions, the conventions, the fans come to see the celebrities and that end of it, and that's great. But you always have that one or two people that will come up to you, and you know that they're either painfully shy and you kind of bring something out of them in that day. Because I always say to the people that walk up, like, you have this one moment in front of your favorite actor. You paid to get into this thing to see this guy. What do you want to say to him? And you got to, like, bring it out. And when you see, like, smiles on people's faces, or when you have a handicapped person that came in a wheelchair and they're having a hard time getting through, and you kind of bring the actor to them.
Right.
And just the smiles and the way you know that you actually may have made that person's weekend, like, those are the moments that you have to live for.
Right. That just reminds me of a time where I saw Jesse Williams in a Whole Foods and I freaked out. Like, and I'm just like, oh, should I go and talk to him? I mean, like, he's grocery shopping. I don't want to, like, interrupt his groceries.
Did you attack him?
No, I did. I brushed his shoulder, which was, like, the best thing that ever happened to me. But that, But yeah, I definitely,
never watched that shoulder.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. Like, definitely, celebrities do bring out the positivity in, individuals.
And it's funny you were mentioning. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Not all of them. Some of them are miserable. Yeah. But that's okay.
Right. Yes, definitely. Well, the good ones.
Yeah, good ones. The ones worthy.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I was actually going to mention, because you had mentioned that you being at conventions and meeting with fans, and I know that you and I met last year at RegalCon, and I wanted to kind of get more, because that was actually one of my first convention experiences, and I wanted to know, like, because I know you go on conventions like on a normal daily almost basis.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, I'm on staff now. I'm on staff at Icon, so I work those.
Yeah, right. So that's what is your? Well, now I was gonna ask you, like, what was going to be your favorite convention, but I know what you're gonna say.
I want to know.
It's Icon because the way they run it is very intimate, and I find, like, when I go to Wizard World, it's a little bit less intimate. Although the way we do it, it's different, because when I work with somebody and I'm handling a celebrity, we kind of together make it intimate for each person that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a way of doing it where the person doesn't kind of feel like they're being wrangled like a cattle, and there's a way of making it personal, and there's a way of making it a little bit special. Mm-hmm. But Icon does that with every person that comes. I mean, they really have this thing to a science where people get good one-on-one time with the celebrities that they're paying to see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also that's like a little family, because everybody I just actually ran into a person who volunteers for them today when I was at Garth Brooks. And it's so funny because I run into these people everywhere now, and it's like, wow, this family is so big. And when you see them, it's like a reunion. You're like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so many months. And we're going to see each other in November, but hey, it's great seeing you today.
Right. And that's something that I was going to ask you also, like in regards to when you go to these conventions and you handle the celebrities or you're interviewing them or what have you, and whatever interaction you have with them. I noticed that when I went to not Dragon Con, to Regal Con, a lot of people were like, this is your first time going? And I was like, yeah. And, it's like, well, you're so comfortable around the celebrities. And they didn't know on the inside I was freaking out. You know what I'm saying? So, but I couldn't show that because I was working at, and I was doing, what I was supposed to do as an assistant there. And so like, I wanted to know, have you ever gotten to a point where you met any particular celebrity, and who would that be, where you actually were just actually starstruck?
Oh my gosh.
I don't think I've been starstruck by any of them yet, because once I meet them, I feel like we kind of become friends in a way, because we have enough in common. I always have said, though, if I ever met Oprah, I think I would lose it.
Okay. That's me with Beyonce.
She's the only one I think can make me lose it. Yeah, I think Beyonce too.
Bread.
Yeah. Well, Oprah and I would bond over bread because I don't eat a lot of bread, but I'd have bread with her. She would say it was okay, and I'd feel loved, and it would be wonderful.
Right.
I think for me, the only one that I would like really, I guess not the only one. I would feel I think the only one would be Beyonce.
Yeah, I'd freak
I would
out.
feel a little overwhelmed.
I might cry. I don't know how I would react.
It's really weird because it depends on who. Like some of the guys, if it's a good-looking guy, something like I've said, I was on a red carpet once, and Jack Falahay from How to Get Away with Murder, he was there, and everybody was like, "You're going to talk to him. You're going to interview him." And I was like, my knees are going to buckle, and I'm going to fall on the floor. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to, because he's standing right there, and I'm looking at him like, he's really good-looking. What am I going to tell you? What am I going to say? I'm not going to remember and they were like making fun of me, and they're like, we're giving him to you, that's it. So as I'm saying to them, I don't think I could do this, my knees are buckling. He's standing so close to me, he heard me. And he's like, well, why would you be nervous? And I was like, oh Lord, I'm going to die. He heard what I said. So I had to kind of like play that off, and it quickly became more of a friendship type of thing because I had to start making jokes.
Right.
So that was, I think when I met Wendy Williams the first time, I think I was a little nervous because she's intimidating. She's a little intimidating.
I have some words about her,
but
I'm going to leave that out. We're just going to leave that alone.
Okay.
Well, her and I get along. I don't have a problem with her.
Good for you.
Yeah. Well, I have another question for you. You mentioned working in the industry and celebrity handling. What would some advice you would give for people who want to be in that industry?
Basically, I would say to volunteer first. So you become a volunteer.
Okay.
And you have to do a really good job as a volunteer, and you can't be like above anything. So if they give you the most menial job to do, you do it with a smile, and you do it with gusto, and you do it the best you can do it. And you just keep doing that, because then they'll notice you, and eventually you'll get promoted to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And so eventually you'll be a handler. The other thing is never, ever fangirl.
Okay.
Because if you get pegged as a fangirl, they're not really going to give you any promotions, and you're not going to get any access close to anybody, because it's just not about that. It's really more about the fans coming. It's not about you. You're there to facilitate that. You're not there necessarily to get an autograph or a selfie with the person or fill a photo album full of photos with that person for the weekend. Because when you do that, you're not working. I mean, you get enough time to talk to these people one-on-one. It's not like you need all that. So if you do it professionally, and everything that you do, you handle professionally, you'll be noticed. And you just got to be cool.
Play it cool. I don't know if I could do play it cool. I'd be like, oh my God, you know what you mean?
I'll tell you, usually you're so busy. You're so busy normally you don't really have time for all that, because you get in there and you got work to do. It's like, you have to get this done. You have a line of people that are waiting for autographs. You have a line of people waiting for photo. You really can't, there's no time for you to lose your stuff. You just got to get into it.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Everything happens so quick.
No.
Now, Tommy, I wanted to talk to you about something that I think, I know you and I bonded over, especially over Facebook and social media and stuff like that, is your activism. You do a lot of stuff with No Hate, the No Hate campaign, and just overall, just, the gay community in and of itself. How has that impacted your career, number one, and also you as a person?
That is really what started everything for me, because when I was younger, I was really shy. And not that I was embarrassed of who I was not comfortable with who I was, because I came from a family that was a little stricter when it came to those kind of things, and they're more traditional. So for a long time, I didn't give a voice to any of it. So I was just me. I didn't define it. So I never really came out and said, I am gay, I am this, I'm that. I just was me. And we never discussed it. So it was something we didn't discuss. But when I started on social media and I got involved with No Hate, they were doing a march on Washington, and I went. And I had never really gone on a trip by myself when I just got on a plane and went to D.C. and marched on Washington with them. And from that weekend on, I think I started realizing that I do have a voice, I do matter, and what I do impacts other people. So I need to really step this up, because it can be important. So when I started doing that, then other people started reaching out to me who, not only in America, but in other countries where they're not allowed to be gay because they'll be killed.
Right.
So these people would reach out to me and ask me what they should do, because and they would say, I live in this country, I cannot come out as gay. There's no way unless I move. And I would have to kind of counsel them through, like, well, you're not going to go tell your mother and father you're gay, because they'll turn you in and probably have you killed. So we can't do that.
Right.
But what you need to do is have a plan to maybe move, maybe get to America, maybe get somewhere, maybe get a sponsorship, go to school and be sponsored to come to America, something like that. In the meantime, you got to just play it cool, because you don't want to be murdered. That's not a smart way to go.
Right.
And some of them have moved here. Some of these people have actually moved here afterwards.
That's awesome.
So that kind of woke me up to that too, because we all cry about things here. I can't come out as gay because my father doesn't understand, but your father's not going to shoot you in the head.
Right.
Like, in these other smaller countries. It might happen here though lately. I don't know, because the way people are doing these guns, I don't know.
Girl.
It seems like everybody's shooting them up. So I'm not sure about that. We may have to double check that.
Yeah, it's really heartbreaking, and it just kind of puts everything into perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're very privileged to be here. It's just...
Yeah, although lately, I don't know. Because after Pulse, I mean, I don't... Those people were pretty much slaughtered because they're gay. And...
Exactly. God.
And I'm glad you said that, because a lot of news outlets have kind of looked at, oh, it was just a terrorist attack or stuff like that, and it wasn't.
Right.
It was a
target
targeted towards the gay population. If it was a terrorist attack, why would they attack a nightclub that has nothing to do with anything that's U.S. based? I can understand the Pentagon, I can understand the World Trade Center, I can understand a government building that would make sense, a post office even. You know what I'm saying? But
something with significance.
A gay club, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no political statement in that.
Right, nothing. And especially with a country that for the most part didn't even want us here in the first place. So why are you going to attack? I mean, you're doing some of the people that don't even like us a favor. So like, why is that your first reaction to be like, oh, okay, well it was a terrorist attack? No, it wasn't. Call a spade what it is.
Right.
But anyway, I digress.
Well, you're right. I mean, I don't know why. And also, I feel like sometimes they squash those stories a little bit quick, because you don't want us getting up in arms.
Right. Girl.
And that's kind of my worry, like with the Orlando shooting and the shootings that are going on now. It's just going to be some kind of thing, and then the next thing you know, it's going to disappear, and we're not going to hear from it again.
I don't think it's going to disappear after a while. No,
I hope not.
I hope not.
I mean, this last one that I saw with the kid in the car, I don't understand, because I always thought that police officers were kind of trained to do certain things. If there's a child in the car, you wouldn't fire a gun.
Right.
You try to get him, if he really was a threat to something, you'd be trying to get him out of that car.
Right.
Or that whole thing didn't make sense the way it happened, because that little girl was right there.
Right. And he shot 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, in his arm, in one arm.
Right.
Yeah.
But
woo! Just gotta breathe. Stay calm.
So what? Trying to switch topics, not to. Yeah.
Let's not dwell in the negative.
Not to live there.
Yeah. What has been? What are some of your upcoming projects that you want people to know about? Like what's going on in the Tommy Geraci world?
Well, I'm getting ready soon to go back to LA for the Emmys.
Okay.
That'll be a whole week. So that'll be cool. It'll be a week leading up to the Emmys, the week before. I do things with Vanity Fair all week. and we do panels with certain celebrities that they'll have come down and talk to us. Maybe makeup artists, maybe costume designers, anybody who's involved in television. We could have panels on any of those on any given day from Tuesday to Saturday. And then Sunday we watch the Emmys together.
Right on.
Oh, that sounds like
and that's
so
fun.
much
Then
fun.
there may be a gifting suite or two. The gifting suites are fun, so we might go to 2 of those.
That sounds fun.
And then Icon is doing a One Tree Hill convention in Chicago in November.
Right
I'll
on.
be there.
Okay.
Shout out to
And what
Icon.
else am I doing? And I may be doing the Asian World Film Festival again in October.
Right on.
They did the very first Asian World Film Festival last year in October, and I was like really privileged to be able to be one of the correspondents there. So hopefully this year we'll do it again.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to go to things like that where like people like Asian actors and actresses don't have one for them. Like they've never had a film festival dedicated to them. So this was their very first, and it was really exciting. And then you start realizing, oh my gosh, all of these Asian actors and actresses that we love and admire so much, and they're so talented, and they're all in this one place.
Yeah.
For this 1 week, and it's really kind of exciting.
Yeah, I'm like, actually, that kind of really excites me because they're so underrepresented,
right?
In the media, and just having something like that is really important. You know, I was just watching Marco Polo. I don't know if you've heard about that show on Netflix, but most of the cast is, I guess, it's about 90% Asian. Most of it. It's a really good show. I recommend that you watch it.
I will check it out.
Yeah, it's really good. It's ninjas, and it's based off Kublai Khan. So I guess he's the grandson of Genghis Khan, and his empire, and how he's trying to overtake the Chinese empire and things like that. So I definitely recommend that you watch it. It's really good, really good. It's not so. It's centered around. I mean, of course, they have a European character, but it's mainly about the stories of these Asian characters. So
very good. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, check it out. Check it out. I recommend it.
I will. I definitely
will. Spokesperson for Marco Polo.
That's where my mind is right now. The second season came out, and I'm there.
So what is Tommy Geraci watching this weekend? Like what are some of the things that you're watching that people should know about? Like what is
summertime. So summertime is a little weird, but I'm really into this new show called Dead of Summer.
How is that? I heard about that.
It's like it's kind of like the Jason movies. It's kind of like that type of thing. It's really weird because it's kind of there's some type of mysterious thing going on there where people are dying, and there's these kids in this camp, and it's really interesting to me. And the actors and actresses there are like really good. So it's only like 2 episodes in though so far, but I'm really into it. It's got a little bit like of a psychological thriller thing to it. There's some supernatural stuff in it. I'm not sure where they're exactly going yet, but it's really interesting to see. And then Pretty Little Liars, of course, is like the summer thing.
Oh my God.
I mean, if I don't watch my Pretty Little Liars, I will tell you.
So where can people find you if they're not already following you?
Right.
If they're not already following, which they should be doing, because we really want everybody in the family. On Twitter, they can do it at Tico71, TEECO71, and they can find my blog, Tico71.com. Where else can they follow me? I have a Facebook page for Tico71.com as well, if they want to do that. And Homoculture now, because I'll be writing there, so everybody should be reading Homoculture.
Now, on Tico71, do you have all of these links to like all of the articles that you do, even for other outlets and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, everything's up on there. Everything shows up on there eventually.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to chat with us for a bit. Like, we really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you so much. I was nervous. I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know, Kwame. I'm nervous.
What are we going to do? Well, whenever you don't know what to ask somebody, I usually ask them certain stock questions. Like, you kind of ask somebody what book they're reading, because that's usually interesting. Or you might ask them what's one thing that they absolutely can't live without, because that's always fun. People give you funny answers, they give you serious. You can always find something to ask somebody.
Okay. Thanks for the pro tip. Keys to success.
Well, I hope we can have you on the show again. I would love to talk to you and see what the new updates are in your life.
Oh, anytime. When I get back from Emmys, maybe we should talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to get the dish on that. That'd be awesome.
Seriously.
Well, thank you so much, Tommy.
Right, thanks so much.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
Stay positive.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.